Oh, dear. Patchy, patchy, patch!
That what?
That what?
I don't know. When he comes off one, anyway.
To your favourite bed. I'll wait for a bit longer. Okay. Let's continue. I talked to this guy. Okay. There you are.
Good day to you, sir. My name is Sherlock...
I am exalting the sun. A while can you wait? From the trace of elements and moreover from the quality of the ambient geotropism it depends. Therefore, please, mind my gravitropism. Its balance. Do not disturb.
Disturbed is most definitely the word.
There. Completed is the symbiosis. Welcome you are. To introduce myself I shall. I am the Green Grand Mystic.
The Green Grand Mystic himself.
This is me. Who am I speaking to?
We are two gentlemen who are extremely interested in the vegetation philosophy that is advocated by this establishment.
Listening to you, I am.
Okay. Tattoo. Conkers? Acid burn.
We should like to take a look around, to immerse ourselves in the wisdom that emanates from here.
It is a school of anastomosis, the divine scholastic syndicate for vegetation veneration and meditation. You may say, the divine syndicate, glory to the eukaryotic. Only true devotees, those whose hearts are ready to spermatophize in sharing of knowledge, are permitted to physically enter our vegetable kingdom and its wisdom. And to be permitted, you must earn it. Yes.
Okay.
Green Grand Mystic, we are ready to become devotees and gain access to your temple.
What is the name of our Lord, our God King?
Here we go.
Our God King's name is Treewan, Green Grand Mystic.
Hola, Good, good. I like you. Here is the holy key to the wisdom place. Holy donation can you make whenever you so wish.
Thank you so much.
I pray you to taste our fertilizer substance. From the burdens of life it helps to free.
But of course.
Raw sap, it is called. It is near the entrance.
We visited Kew Gardens, and we found your symbols on their flower pots.
Coincidence, I am thinking. They would scavenge our refuse. It would not surprise me.
It was merely an observation. Well, we will leave you to your meditation.
Now we can look around. I can't see her. Oh, there it is.
A fragment of a flower pot. Fragments of a flower pot. It fell down here.
Saints,
The Kew Gardens symbol. That should be the raw sap that the Green Grand Mystic spoke of. It is rather delicious, and of an excellent quality.
My word, Holmes. Their sap is like a form of cocaine.
Yeah. Let's speak to him.
Praise the grand tree. Praise it.
This must be Treewan, the Divine Syndicate's god.
You came to make...
This door is locked, but I can try to open it.
Okay. I put it here there. No. Okay. You need a green one. Hello, Dwayne. Thank you for coming. Hello, Scott. Thank you for coming, and thank you, Dwayne, for saving it on your post. Did I do it? I guess not. Okay. There we go. Oh, no. And we did it. Oh, it disappears. Okay.
These instruments are used for smoking opium.
Nothing in here.
This substance is an alkaloid, the same as in the bottle we found in the bushes at Kew Gardens. This cabinet is full of chemicals. They are the same as the ones we found in the laboratory at Kew Gardens.
Can anyone hear my voice? Does it sound alright?
That would be enough to perform the most difficult of chemical experiments. A vast amount of opium.
Oh God. I found a plant. Misstored plants. Found a plant who killed. I was okay. I think I was searching now.
Praise the grand tree.
This green grand mystic fellow seems rather suspicious, Holmes. We should search every inch of this place.
There's the exit. Okay, we'll speak to him again.
Do you have friends at Kew Gardens?
None. Not worthy there.
For the plant pots. Oh, no. Okay.
Do you have friends at Kew Gardens?
None. Not worthy there.
Oh, for God's sake. Go. Okay.
Do you have friends at Kew Gardens?
None. Not worthy there.
Do you have friends at Kew Gardens?
None. Not worthy there.
No, where does that one? Here we go.
Nevertheless, we have seen Kew Gardens flower pots in your yard. How could they happen to be there?
What? Our sacred place you permitted yourself to search. Sacrilege.
No, really now. There was a theft of plants at Kew Gardens a matter of days ago, and we believe the pots we found here may be connected with it. Please tell us, were you involved?
No. Those plants were ours. They had stolen them from us.
How so?
Their director, Dump, I believe.
Dunne.
Yes, that's what I said. He borrowed from us 3 of our sisters for the exhibition at his green fly-infested gardens. But he never gave them back to us. excuses and imbecility. So we went in and saved them.
I see. So, if you stole those rare plants from them, then it means... Ah, I get it. Bravo, Holmes. I think the case is solved.
No, we did not steal. We saved. Well, as a matter of fact, we were unable to find our 3 plants.
I beg your pardon. And yet you took all of the exotic plants from the stand.
They had disappeared. It was the least we could do. They stole our sisters, and so we stole theirs.
Well, we will leave you to your
That's... Okay. I'll go back to this room. If I've been missing something.
My word.
Yeah, we should have stopped taking that. Ah.
caterpillars. They are raised as food for certain plants. Let's take them. A tropical plant, nothing of interest. A tropical plant, nothing of interest. A tropical plant. A tropical plant.
I guess these are all the plants.
A tropical. A trop. These 3 plants are identical to the ones shown at the exhibition. I shall take them.
Okay. Missing deadly plant.
Praise the grand tree, praise it!
Okay.
Perfect, Watson. We can begin our experiment.
Follow my path, and better you will feel.
Okay. I go back, Bacon Street. And I need a drink.
This green, grand, mystic fellow seems rather suspicious, Holmes. What should we do next, Holmes?
I imagine that one of these plants would be capable of releasing a toxic vapor. I need to find out exactly how it could be done. I shall begin now. Watson, if you are at all optimistic to have dinner this evening, then I'd recommend that you put on the gas. I find the behavior of predators utterly fascinating. How interesting. What a strong and effective defensive mechanism.
Okay. No.
This plant becomes inactive after being drenched with alkaloid. This plant becomes inactive after... It appears to open after being soaked with alkaloid.
No, I keep pressing the wrong button.
It closed again. I believe I saw a small cloud of gas. I wonder what secrets this plant is hiding. Perhaps if we agitate it to a greater extent whilst it is opened, it will reveal a little more. I am interested in what might occur if the prickly plant should shoot at it.
Okay.
It appears to open after being soaked with alkaloid. This plant becomes inactive. How interesting. What a strong and effective defensive mechanism. I am interested in what might occur if the prickly plant should shoot at it. Toxic gas with spores. Extraordinary. The plants would be capable of killing only if they were directly next to the victim and stimulated at precisely the right moment.
Let us take our caterpillars to the Colonial Collection Room. We may see things more clearly there.
It is too early, Watson. Our suspects will be there. Let us investigate Kew Gardens one more time and ask some questions.
Ooh. Messy plants. I'm going to speak to him.
Can you tell me if you saw Mr. Montague Dunne on the day of his death?
Yes, of course. I met him, and we went to see Albert, his son, at around 9:30. He appeared quite calm.
What were you doing on the morning of the accident?
After paying multiple visits to Albert, I had a little talk with Miss White. Then I returned to my desk to complete some paperwork. Suddenly I observed that Mr. Dunne was not feeling well, so I ran immediately to fetch Albert. I clearly remember that it was around 10:30, for I was late that morning.
Thank you, Mr. Hamish. We shall continue our investigation.
Hello, Nico.
Your
Nicole?
father's death does seem highly suspicious. What were your
How are you doing
movements
today?
here?
I'll do
on
fine,
that
thank
day?
you.
Suspicious.
How are you doing?
Well, I was working in the seed house, taking care of Lysa something, or Lear Pontus, or... No, wait. Ah, these Latin names. And I spent so many hours trying to memorize them.
Did you see your father that day?
Yes, he came here with Mr. Hamish for his weekly visit. There was nothing unusual about that.
And then?
Nothing. They stepped out to the backyard. It was perhaps 20 minutes before 10 o'clock. Then about 10 minutes later, I saw my father heading to the
good.
dry tropics room
Hello,
while
Chris.
Mr. Hamish returned here.
Chris Toby, thank you for coming. So I just a bit jabbing then. Oh, God.
And Mr. Hamish and Miss White, what were they both doing that morning?
Mr. Hamish visited me a couple of times. I also saw him returning from talking with Miss White, and that was at 10 minutes past 10. But then he ran back here to me to tell me that my father was feeling unwell. We hurried across to the water lily room, and I found my father lying dead on the floor. Oh, my God.
Thank you, young man. We shall see you again soon.
But he said 10:30. Okay, if I can remember.
Water lily.
No. Going one way. A parrot. Yeah, I got cockatiels. I got 4 of them. And that's my phone.
Can you tell me what Mr. Dunne was doing upon the day of his death?
I can, but there is nothing very special to say. I was in the laboratory when I saw Mr. Dunne heading towards me. Tuesday is the day of his weekly visit. It was supposed to be at 9, but he was 10 minutes late, as usual.
And then?
Well, he came in to say good morning. Then I saw him spend 2 or 3 minutes by the plants outside the laboratory. After that, he ran out in the direction of the nursery, where Mr. Hamish was working. He was always in a rush during the inspection, you see. I would pity anyone who stood in his way.
And that was the last time you saw him?
Yes. I stayed in the laboratory until 20 minutes to 11, when I heard the cries of Albert and Mr. Hamish from the large glass house.
I joined them as soon as I could, for I knew that something must be very wrong.
What exactly were you doing in the laboratory?
I was recording an experiment for my thesis. I only stopped my work once when Mr. Hamish visited me briefly around 10 o'clock.
You say you were recording an experiment when the tragedy occurred. Might I listen to the roll?
Certainly. Please do. You will find it in the laboratory. It is number 320.
320. Remember that.
Thank you, miss.
Sometime later.
Everyone has gone, Holmes. The way is clear.
Okay. LB. That's 1. 2. Move out of the way. What's that other one then? Hello, studio. Thank you for coming. Lucy, thank you for coming.
When Montague Dunne was standing close by the plants, the caterpillars were released and caused the deadly spores to activate. Panicking, and likely already half asphyxiated, Montague Dunne started back and knocked over the bust. He rushed to the door, but it was locked. He had to force it open with his shoulder. We already know the outcome. Montague Dunne collapsed and died not far from the pool. Well, it is time to perform our experiment on the ventilation system. The caterpillars could only fall from the ventilation duct. Our caterpillars are in place. I'll activate the ventilation system so that they fall down. Watson, stay here and observe.
All right, Holmes.
Okay. Need to go out here. Okay. Let's go on that side.
This is one of the outlets of... From here, we are unable to see the interior of the Colonial Collection Room.
Okay, if I follow this one in. Turn it on.
Before starting the engine, I need to enable the power supply. Before start, the power is on. The engine has started.
No. Oh God. Okay, power.
The power is on. The engine has started. The ventilation system is working. Excellent. This ventilation fan is working. Let us see if I can activate the other one.
Da, da, da.
Perfect. Now I just need to find Watson to check the result.
It works perfectly, Holmes. Bravo. Now, if you could just help me to get rid of these caterpillars.
Perfect. Now we know how the murder of Montague Dunne was carried out, by activating both Albert's and Mr. Hamish's fans.
But only from Mr. Hamish's workplace would it be possible to see when Montague Dunne entered the Colonial Collection Room.
So who's done it? Find out who killed. Okay, got here. And I think I'm going one way. Yeah, I am involved. I go straight down. Connection.
Colonial Collection.
One button. Okay. Someone stole the dirty pants before. could be killed. He opportunity to steal plans and from his workplace directly after he locked. Finger on that one.
Let's go to Scotland Yard.
Inspector, I believe that Martin Hamish is guilty of the murder of Montague Dunne.
Aha! I knew it. I'll send the lads around to arrest him.
Very good. I shall wait to hear from you.
Sometime later. Oh, God.
Inspector, I came here as quickly as I could.
Martin Hamish is in the large glass house. There's no need to hurry.
You know you can sleep, huh?
Who? You're alright?
I'm fine. Don't did you for his head? I'm not feeling it.
Fair enough. Oh dear. Oh.
Holmes, my God!
Yes. We found him like that.
What do you want me to do?
Our messing around with the ventilation system
Hey.
didn't go
Stay.
unnoticed.
Just stay.
Mr.
Stay.
Hamish realised that we knew.
Inspector, could you arrange the body, please? I should like to examine it.
You alright, Pat?
You alright?
You alright? Yes. I got something else. Oh, these sweets. You want some? Yeah, this that thing yours.
You're alright. You would have tried.
Yeah. I couldn't find the others. I searched that aisle twice.
Are you alright?
Okay, body time.
The mark around the neck is very visible. He died instantly.
Last outcome, a living hell. I find it of people don't deserve to die. But I couldn't forgive myself for having his blood on my hands.
Holmes, his left shoe is unique. This anomaly is often a characteristic of
A club foot. Bravo, Watson. That is the key element of this case.
What should we do? What should...
Something about this rings very oddly.
Why do you say that, Mr. Holmes?
Why? Because of Mr. Hamish's club foot. Oh, I deserve to be kicked from here to Charing Cross. I should have noticed it.
But, Mr. Holmes, I can't see why.
No, I don't suppose you do. You must recall that Mr. Dunne was locked inside the Colonial Collection Room by the murderer. If it was Mr. Hamish, he would have had to run up to his workplace to trigger the fan situated above it, taking into consideration the condition of his foot.
Well, it is still possible.
Perhaps, but it is rather strange that such a person as Mr. Hamish decided to base his plan on the speed of his gait.
You mean to say that somebody helped him?
So the suicide is questionable?
Correct. Mr. Hamish accuses only himself in his letter, and so the investigation stops.
Possibly an accomplice, then? That idea had not occurred to me, Mr. Holmes.
I have another idea, Inspector. Thanks to the testimony that we have collected, we are able to rebuild the events as they took place that day.
With a timeline, such as we did in the Jack the Ripper case.
Precisely.
The map at the entrance of Kew Gardens should help us with our timeline.
Let us analyze the facts and statements so that we may recreate the events of that morning.
Okay. Turn to... four. No, 450. 950. Miss White is talking with Marty. Happiness is at about 10. Okay, was poisoned about 10:30. Return after talking to Miss White. What's that one? Okay. And it's... Okay, we'll give it down. Return to receipts. What's that one? Yeah, that please. We'll try again. Nope. Backyard after 10 minutes. Turn to receipt house. Of 950. That's right. Go out into the backyard. 940. $9.50. 10.
Let us summarize. Montague Dunne was poisoned inside the Colonial Collection Room. He forced open the door, which means that someone locked him inside there at 10:20. Martin Hamish was last seen at 10:10. This means that he has approximately 10 minutes to lock the door of the Colonial Collection Room. Given that he was club-footed, it is doubtful.
Hello, radio.
Albert also
Thank you
has
for
10
coming.
minutes to lock the door of the Colonial Collection Room, which is quite enough time. Miss White was last seen at 10 o'clock, which means that she had approximately 20 minutes to lock the door. More than enough time. Perfect, Watson. Now, let us ascertain who assisted Martin Hamish in killing Montague Dunne.
Okay. Give me a second, everyone. Okay. Dunne was poisoned. Yes. Oh. Okay. That's all right. Had time. Where we put that? committed a murder alone. He left the treatment. Father had enough time to lock Donald in and okay. But he realized himself and his father. What's it the other way? Poisoned. Okay, that was the test. Albert was accomplice in killing repeatedly by his father, denying his dreams. Albert resorts to aid, and then you got Miss White. I do have it on myself. Killing the defense of his father and take over the management and the Greens. So was his lack of power. My reading is terrible. You got what you deserve. No, you can admit.
Inspector, the case can be closed. Martin Hamish operated alone. He was meticulous in his planning, down to the smallest detail. And yet, we arrived at the truth.
Well, I must thank you once again, Mr. Holmes. Without you, it would not have been possible.
If pushing a man to his suicide seems fair to you, Lestrade, then we are even.
Mr. Holmes, you did what was needed
to not appear in this inquiry. I thank you for your discretion, Lestrade.
Where are you going, Holmes? Have you been invited somewhere?
We have been invited, Watson.
We have? Where to?
To the Baker Street Irregulars' annual dinner. They sent us an invitation. It is on the table.
A dinner? How could those street urchins afford anything like that? I can't understand your interest in them, Holmes. They're dirty. They wouldn't hesitate to steal your wallet.
Watson, you should be excited. It is a secret dinner. Its location changes every year. Read the menu. Sounds mouth-watering.
All right. We, the secret police of Baker Street, invite you, Sherlock Holmes, and Dr. Watson to our annual dinner. Menu, entree, frozen rat head salad. Is this a joke?
Not at all. Pray continue.
Main course, sow's udder in Danny Nutcracker's way. Sounds disgusting, Holmes. Hedgehog goulash. Street turnips in homemade juice. And it goes on.
I can hear them on the stairs now.
Oh, we can't go there. We can't eat that.
Watson, you'll hurt the feelings of those poor children. We have to go.
Oh, Mr. Holmes.
It is fine, Mrs. Hudson.
Mr. Holmes!
Wiggins, Dr. Watson is getting ready. He will be delighted to join us. You don't look well, my young man. Is there something wrong? Don't tell me the dinner is cancelled.
Mr. Holmes is my brother Leighton. He's in a prison cell. They say he's killed 2 men. You have to help us, Mr. Holmes, 'cause I know he didn't do it.
Where is he now?
From what I've heard, they took him to the yard, and they gave him a good beating already. You know what they're like. They'll hang him. They won't look any further.
Holmes, we have to help him.
Well, and forget about the dinner. Wiggins, I'll take the case.
You're fantastic, Mr. Holmes. I'll be waiting for you at the crime scene. You'll be there, right? It's on Half Moon Street in Whitechapel.
Very well.
Where's Lickachubby?
Hello, Toby. All you need now is a shawl and a mop cap, and you could be Mrs. Hudson's younger sister.
Okay, where we go first? I'll go there. Oh God. Do not rats. What's a tip? Okay. Oh, no, we're going one way.
Please, gentlemen, leave the scene now. Oh, Mr. Holmes, is that you?
Good evening, Constable...
Constable Marrow. I was here with Inspector Aberline during the Ripper case, Mr. Holmes, back in '88. But then this is nothing like that case. With this one, we've got the murderer, the weapon, and the statements, which speak for themselves.
Of course, Marrow. But you know that appearances can sometimes be deceiving. Who were the victims?
The 2 men here, both shot. The stab fellow was Brian Vercotti, a well-known ruffian. The other, Kenneth Butler, a jeweller by trade.
You spoke of statements. You have witnesses?
Well, I was there, so I gave my own statement. And then there were 2 other witnesses who said they saw the killer Chapman. Mr. Turner, a gentleman who lives in that flat over there. And Polly Powell, a flower seller, who is over at the far side of the street.
So, Constable Marrow, I should be delighted to hear your testimony.
I was standing at the north side of Half Moon Street. That was the side that you came from.
But you would have been unable to observe this part of the street, where we are standing now.
That is correct. But I saw the 2 victims slowly enter Half Moon Street, and then shortly after, the fireworks started. A few minutes after that, the fellow Chapman rushed towards me and ran into Half Moon Street.
Please continue.
I didn't pay attention, but suddenly I heard a woman's cries and police whistles on the other side of Half Moon Street. I rushed over there and I saw the 2 dead bodies on the ground. When I reached Whitechapel Street, I saw Leighton Chapman. He'd been caught by 2 police constables.
Did you hear the shots?
I didn't hear any shots. The fireworks were all over the sky. They were so loud I couldn't hear anything else.
What were the fireworks in honour of, Constable?
Well, today's Queen Victoria's birthday, Mr. Holmes.
Yes, I appear to have lost track of the days. It is May now, of course. Constable Marrow, what else caught your attention while you were running through Half Moon Street?
I saw nothing but rats, and I took the time to light every corner with my lamp.
Did you happen to look up at Mr. Turner's window when you were on Half Moon Street at that time?
Yes, I saw that the window was open, but no one was there. It was dark in the room.
Constable, your statements have been of great value to me. The bullet struck his head. This man didn't stand a chance. A piece of wood that has stuck between the cobblestones. Let us take a closer look. This shard of wood is quite new.
Sorry about that. I was tuning and the street got stuck.
This is an ordinary key. I wonder what kind of door it opens. He tried to stop the bleeding with his hand. Death was not instant. The bullet penetrated his stomach, a dreadful wound. Brian Vercotti suffered greatly. What a terrible way to die. A tattoo from Westgate Prison. Vercotti must have done some time there.
Oh dear. Okay. Let's speak to this guy.
Good evening, Mr. Turner.
I heard Constable Marrow reply to you as Mr. Holmes. Are you that detective gentleman? I've heard of you. And well, I know things about this evening.
Excellent. Might we hear your story?
Okay, let's look on him. A war badge. Oh, missing button. Limping.
Could you tell us everything that you may have seen or heard?
I was already in bed when the fireworks started. A few moments after, I clearly heard 2 gunshots from outside.
Please continue.
I quickly got up and I grabbed the lamp from my nightstand and I rushed towards the window. I looked down and I saw 2 bodies. And there was a man with a gun who was standing nearby.
Where exactly?
Well, near this body.
Did he notice you?
I don't think so. He rushed towards Whitechapel Street without looking around.
Mr. Turner, did you see anyone else in the street?
No, I saw no one but that man, the murderer, the fellow they caught.
Were the 2 shots you heard consecutive?
Yes, there was a very short pause between them, and they sounded different somehow. It seemed to me that the second shot was louder than the first.
That is an interesting comment.
Hmm.
Mr. Turner, what were your actions after you stepped up to the window?
I was afraid that the man with the gun might return, so I stayed close to the window till I saw the policeman coming in the Half Moon from Whitechapel. Then I walked out to tell them everything I saw.
You have helped us a great deal, Mr. Turner.
Mr. Holmes, did you see my brother at Scotland Yard? Is he all right?
We ain't been there yet. Got one more person to talk to.
Mrs. Powell?
What do you want?
My name is Sherlock Holmes. I'm assisting the police with their investigation of the crime that took place this evening.
Well, I've already gave my testimony, but very well.
Could you tell us everything that you may have seen or heard?
Yes. I was selling my flowers as usual, and then the fireworks began, in honour of Queen Victoria. I enjoyed those. But then, all of a sudden, a young lad ran out of Half Moon Street and stopped just by me. He had a gun in his hand. He was like a ghost, and all covered in blood. It was dark, but I could see him, because of the flashes from the fireworks.
And then?
I screamed as loud as I could. I knew that a policeman should be on duty in the vicinity. He had no time to escape. 2 constables got him. Then another constable came out from the very same street, and I heard him talking of a horrible murder.
Mrs. Powell, did you hear the gunshots?
I'm not sure. You know, what with the fireworks?
Did you see anyone else leaving Half Moon Street, prior to or at the time of the crime?
No, sir, I did not. Even with all the fireworks, I was very attentive, as I'm always on the lookout for customers.
My thanks to you, Mrs. Powell.
Okay. Dark window. Turn a view. Staying room 2. Nope. Different shots. Oh God.
Mr. Turner, you have stated that you remained close by your window after the crime, is that correct?
Oh, yes, Mr. Holmes. I stayed at my window until the policeman arrived to examine the dead bodies.
Yes.
That is very interesting, Mr. Turner. Constable Marrow stated that he did not see anyone at the window when he was running through Half Moon Street.
Well, I think Constable Marrow and me, we might have been distracted by the whistles and shouts coming from Whitechapel. We could have missed each other somehow. You understand what I mean? It was a bit of a stressful moment, to tell you the truth, sir.
Allow me to form my own theories, Mr. Turner. Would you mind showing me the view that you had from your window?
Not at all, Mr. Holmes. Please, follow me.
Mr. Turner appears to live very modestly.
Can we have a look, man? Before we go in the window. Stick.
A perfect match. So, Mr. Turner broke his stick when it became stuck between the cobblestones. He did not mention that he was so near to the victims. The books on this shelf are in a mess. It looks as though Mr. Turner was trying to find something in a hurry here a short while ago. Mr. Turner was roused from his bed by the sound of gunshots. This fire is dying out. It was last tended to over an hour ago.
Burn paper.
The papers are almost entirely burned. I am unable to see what's written here. These words are illegible. The papers were thrown into the fire just a short while ago.
Sweeping, shredded papers.
There are pieces of shredded paper scattered over the table. This kitchen knife is quite sharp. This kitchen knife was used to cut the paper. So, that's the view Mr. Turner had when he opened the window. The dead body of Kenneth Butler. Brian Vercotti's contorted corpse. Mr. Turner had a perfect view of the crime scene. He saw the bodies clearly, and Leighton Chapman standing over them.
LB. Oh god, we've wanted in 2, 3, 4. No. Oh, hold on. I didn't see it up there. No, that's right.
Anything else?
We are missing something. Otherwise I do what I want. Okay, LB again. Okay, it's got a bed. You take something. Like open a window. No. Look down. Yes, open a window.
Oh.
Roast the body, talk something, roast stick. You talk something. Okay, I won't move that bit. Roast the bodies. Okay, I got that right.
So Mr. Turner used a book to hide an object that he found on Kenneth Butler's body. The question is, what did he find?
Okay, where's that? Book. 5 fingers.
I can see prints from greasy fingers upon the cover of this book. Let us take a closer look. Well now, what a find! A precious jewel, concealed inside a book. A bracelet with a unique ram's head design. A distinctive feature of ancient Grecian artifacts, probably of the Hellenistic era.
What are you doing? Hey? What you be doing? Do a kisses. Thank you. I know I don't speak a lot. If I speak to him anyway.
Mr. Turner, how would it be possible for a man of advanced years, such as yourself, to rush from his bed to the window in a matter of seconds, as you have stated?
Well, I'm able to move very quickly, despite my age. And when the situation requires it, Mr. Holmes.
Door. No, okay.
Well, I'm able to move very quickly, despite my age. And when the situation requires it, Mr. Holmes.
It's limp.
I highly doubt that, Mr. Turner. I observe that you suffer a severe limp due to your injured right leg. It would have taken at least 10 seconds for you to approach the window. That means you could have easily missed something or someone in Half Moon Street during that time.
You're right, Mr. Holmes. I could have missed something. But it did seem to me that everything happened so quickly. Time can pull tricks on you.
And what of everything else that you told us? Mr. Turner, it is vital that we have your complete and true statement.
Mr. Holmes, I do assure you that the other things I said were most sincere.
The bracelet.
Mr. Turner, you were not sincere with me. Not then, and not now.
But Mr. Holmes...
This, Mr. Turner, does not look like anything that a poor man might possess. It is worth more than the home that you live in.
I can explain.
No, merely correct me if I am wrong. You saw Leighton Chapman through the window, but you also noticed a glittering object on the ground, this precious jewel. You walked down and took the bracelet from the body of Kenneth Butler, and when you heard the whistles, you hurried away. That broke your walking stick. It caught fast between the cobbles. Constable Marrow was unable to see you in the window as you were climbing up the stairs on your way back to your flat. Upon returning home, you hid the precious jewel inside a book.
Mr. Holmes, please don't send me to prison. I didn't do anything bad. I'm just a poor man. When I chanced upon the bracelet, I saw it as an opportunity to make a little money. I was desperate. I only took the bracelet, that's all, I swear.
You made a mistake by lying to me. But you are not a criminal. I believe that. Although I must return this bracelet to its rightful owner.
Okay.
Mr. Holmes.
I'm always wondering what's on your mind, Holmes.
I'm not saying anything. Okay, Scotland Yards. Pat! Yes, I am talking to you.
Mr. Holmes, whatever brings you here so late at night?
I'm interested in the case of young Leighton Chapman. He was arrested earlier this evening and accused of a double murder.
I beg your pardon? That case is quite clear to the police. Or are there any new facts that we don't know about?
Who knows, Inspector?
Look, you are free to investigate, of course, Mr. Holmes. Chapman was arrested with a revolver in his possession, which you can find in the evidence room. The suspect himself is in custody.
Did you find anything else on his person?
A few personal belongings. Nothing particular, Mr. Holmes.
Thank you, Lestrade.
Okay. Might as well go to evidence. There's a morgue. Okay.
So this is the gun that Leighton was holding when he was caught by the police. It is a Webley revolver, a reliable weapon. It seems as though the shells were not removed from the cylinder.
Where are they?
It seems as though the shells were not Two out of the 6 shells have been fired. There were 2 shots. These cigarettes are filled with cheap tobacco. Nothing interesting. A cheap watch, bought with his own money, no doubt.
Do victims.
Jesus, where's the... You went... Yeah, that.
Oh dear, Oscar. Oh, I can't believe I heard that. Oh, that was me. Oh, that was me.
Please. Good evening, Mr. Chapman.
Who are you?
I've got nothing to say. It's all a mistake.
Calm down, Leighton. I have come here to help you. To find out if you truly are innocent, as your younger brother Wiggins has told me.
My brother? You know him? Then that means you're...
Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, blimey. All right, Mr. Holmes. I'll tell you everything.
But first, we need to look at you. Deep scar. Searching red, so you've got black eye. Prison tattoo.
Good. Tell me your account of what happened.
I left my work and I hurried up to see the fireworks in Whitechapel. I was late, so I decided to cut through Half Moon Street. I saw the first fireworks light up in the sky. I bumped into a constable on a corner before entering Half Moon. Then suddenly, what with all the firework flare, I saw two men. They were both lying flat in the middle of the street. I stopped where I was. I thought about turning back to the police, but as I was thinking of that, I saw a third person. He was leaning over the body that was furthest from me. The second I saw him, he raised his head and he stared at me. In a flash, I saw his gun, but he made a dash for it instead and he escaped through Whitechapel Street.
So you might still have had time to return to the constable.
I panicked. I didn't know what to do. Anyway, I approached the bodies just to see if they were still alive. I saw that one had blood pumping out of his stomach. He was dying. It was horrible. The second one was already dead. He had a hole in his head. He was holding a gun in his hand, though. I took it, and then I followed the third man.
Interesting. Pray, continue.
I turned a corner, and I saw the man standing in the middle of the street. He seemed to be in some sort of panic. And then, Mr. Holmes, something strange happened. I told the police and they laughed at what I said, but I swear to you, my words are true. I started running towards him. But then I was blinded by a flash. It was so bright that I hardly saw anything for a good dozen seconds. But I kept running forward. As I arrived in Whitechapel, I heard a woman screaming. And then I was caught by the police. But there wasn't a trace of that man. Of course, then they found a gun and all that blood. I couldn't see the murderer escaping and all that mess. Perhaps I was still half-blinded at that moment.
A thrilling account, my young man. Leighton, are you able to describe the person whom you saw standing in Half Moon Street?
Well, I wasn't able to see his face at all. It was too dark, and he was too far away. I could see his silhouette.
And what about that?
Nothing so special. He was wearing a jacket. He was quite average in size and his weight.
I see. Was there anything else that struck you at the time?
No. But perhaps... It's strange, but I can't remember the sound of his footsteps as he was running away. Perhaps it was because of the fireworks or the surprise of me seeing him.
Leighton, I confess I am puzzled. Why should a young lad like you take a gun from the hands of a dead man and set off in pursuit of a probable killer?
I know. I keep wondering that, but at the time it was like a reflex. A criminal ought to be arrested, and he was armed.
You were willing to risk your life. That was a little foolish, unless you wanted revenge.
No, Mr. Holmes. I was just being brave and stupid.
Okay. Try that one.
I'm sure that you were, but I believe that you may have recognized one of the victims, Brian Vercotti. You knew that gentleman well, did you not?
However could you know that?
You have a typical tattoo of the Westgate Brotherhood upon your hand. I observed exactly the same mark upon Mr. Vercotti. You came to know him from your sharing a past prison sentence. Am I correct, Mr. Chapman?
Oh, God. You're right, Mr. Holmes.
Would you tell me a little about Brian Vercotti?
We were convicted for a robbery. Once in prison, both of us joined one of these fraternities. During that year, we tried to help each other out, you know?
You were quite young then, I believe.
Yes, Mr. Holmes, we were. We'd only stolen a pound of meat. After we were released, and when I saw what my little brother had become, I decided to work towards living an honest life.
And Vercotti?
He had a hard time. His sister had died in a Whitechapel dispensary while he was in prison. He had no family anymore. Our paths split. He fell back into crime.
So you lost him?
Yes. And for around 2 years, I heard no news of him at all.
So that does my phone.
We shall see you soon, young man.
So the one more person. Where is it?
Tell old Wig.
Oh God. Okay. Turner good here. Double murder. We had a double murder, Half Moon Street. No. I'll return to Baker Street. Okay, arts. Golden bracelet.
That is not...
Here it is.
Here it is. I need to continue my research in my archives.
Okay. So you need a year. 1885. Gold. Here it is. I already know that.
One of the victims, Kenneth Butler, was involved in the story of the stolen Hellenistic treasures. A visit to his pawn shop should tell me more.
No, I'm not reckon he murdered him. Someone else did. What are you looking at? Okay, never mind. Pawn shop. Refiner. Pawn shop, here we go.
Mr. Butler's key matches the lock perfectly. A flare pistol. Perhaps it was pawned by a destitute sailor. The ram's heads. This necklace belongs to the 5 Rams of Mittelin collection. Interesting. That means that Kenneth Butler owned a part of this collection all this time, 10 years after the theft.
I remember you once told me about 3-piece golden jewelry with ram heads. You still got them right? We got good news for you and found a man loaded with money who crazy about the jewelry.
It looks as though Mr. Butler kept a careful record of his operations.
Okay, right, carry on looking.
A flare. Crampons and a sharp ice axe would only be brought here by a mountaineer.
I think that's it for now. Circle, pencil. Double murder. Why do you keep going to him? Okay. Look up to Half Moon Street. Oh no, I need to drink. Oh, hello, Greek kitten. Thank you for coming. How's the mystery solving going? He's doing alright. I think I'm on the last case. I'm not sure.
What's up with you, lad? What are you waiting for?
I'm waiting for my brother to be released.
Your brother?
The one that you caught, beat up and imprisoned.
Ah, the murderer.
He ain't killed no one, copper.
Watch your mouth, lad, else you'll be joining that worthless brother of yours.
So... Okay.
It would be my pleasure to assist you with your investigation, Mr. Holmes.
Mr. Holmes, did you see my brother at Scotland Yard? Is he all right?
I am unable to see any higher. I need to find something to lift my lamp.
How about this stick? Oh, no. Here we go.
This should be useful.
So it's around here somewhere.
Nothing interesting here.
Okay, right do him. Here
This
it
is
is.
most definitely a bullet hole. The brick cracks are fresh. Watson, there was a third shot fired in this street.
Crossfire, double murder. Disappearing man. Okay, talk to Constable. Yes.
Constable Marrow, I would value your assistance in this investigation.
It would be my pleasure, Mr. Holmes.
I would like to make sure that there are no places in Half Moon Street where a man could hide
Thank you,
while
kitten.
you were running through it with your lamp.
All right, Mr. Holmes, what should I do?
Take your lamp and start walking, just as you did before, and try to find me.
Understood.
Okay. Then we could throw in a copper. Quick. We can't see him.
No, this is not how I walked at the time of the crime. I was more attentive. Let's start over again. I can see you very well, Mr. Holmes.
All right, Constable. Let's try again. I'll find another place to hide.
Playing hide and seek in the dark.
Here you are, Mr. Holmes.
All right, Constable. Let's try again. I'll find another place to hide.
We can't find him. I can't find him. Anyway. There he is.
Mr. Holmes, it wasn't difficult to find you at all.
It is obvious now. No one could escape Constable Marrow's lamp while hiding in the street.
And now I've got to sneeze. Where are they going? Okay, phones up. Here we go.
This is exactly what we need in order to imitate the flash of the fireworks.
Do we take this one as well?
These tools are exactly what I need to climb the wall.
Oh God.
Why are you looking at me all the time like that?
I'm just watching you, lad. I never know what to expect from people like you.
People like me?
Yes, street beggars and thieves.
I ain't a thief.
Oh, no? Then where did you get whatever it is that you're gnawing on? I very much doubt that you bought it.
What ain't seen can't hardly be stolen.
Constable Marrow, Watson, I would like to perform another kind of reenactment with your help.
I'm listening, Mr. Holmes.
I want to check if Leighton's testimony can be trusted. If someone could vanish into thin air at a specific moment.
But Holmes, I don't see how.
I am going to be the mysterious gentleman whom Leighton followed. I will stand exactly where he saw him before he was blinded by the flash. Watson, you will be Leighton. When I fire the signal flare, you should start to chase me.
I understand, Holmes.
You, Constable Marrow, just play your part and do exactly as you did. Just, please, wait 5 seconds after the signal flare. I doubt that Polly Powell would have screamed any earlier.
As you say, Mr. Holmes.
Let us begin, then. Catch me if you can.
Okay. Okay.
The moon illuminates this wall. Anyone trying to climb it would be easily spotted by Constable Marrow.
So you need dark.
This wall is cast in shadow. It would be difficult to see anyone scaling it.
Party.
I can barely see anything.
No, RT.
Holmes? Are you there?
What's RT? Oh, no, no. That's RT. Okay.
You should try climbing faster.
I can barely see anything. Holmes? Are you there?
Oh, come on.
I should try climbing faster.
Hold on a minute. RT, LT. Okay. RT. A. L.
I can barely see anything. Holmes? Are you there? Where is he? My God, a man can't just disappear like that. Holmes? Holmes? Where are you?
I cannot see you, Mr. Holmes. Dr. Watson, it seems that Mr. Holmes has disappeared.
Don't worry, gentlemen, I am up here, above your heads.
How on earth did you get up there, Holmes?
I am using crampons and a climbing axe, although the person we are looking for did not leave any traces of such tools. Constable, is there any way to get to the top of this building?
Yes, Mr. Holmes, I can show you. The door to the building can be found from Whitechapel Street.
Gentlemen, I am on my way down.
Okay.
This is the back door of the building with the attic floor that you required, Mr. Holmes.
Open the door.
These shards of glass are from the window above.
Check it. Black thread.
A cluster of thick black threads. They're unusually strong. I should examine them under the microscope. We can conclude that the person whom Leighton saw climbed up the wall, broke into the attic window, and escaped through the hatch.
Okay. Oh, no. I go back Baking Street.
Let us take a closer look. It is not a thread, but a hair. I very much doubt that it is human. I need to compare this sample with a human hair and a horse hair. A shaving brush is usually made from horsehair. Watson, could you please pass me your shaving brush?
Here you are.
Watson, look, what's outside the window?
Well, I don't see anything. Ouch! Holmes!
Oh, don't make such a fuss. One little hair.
Oh dear.
Human hair is significantly thinner than the black sample. This is a most unusual hair. The horse hair is thinner than the hair that we found. So, this black hair belongs to an animal, and it is larger than a horse. A hair from a large and exotic animal.
Okay. I know.
My eye.
Okay. Go for that one. Crossfire. I'll go circus one. And incense. So it has my phone. No, I don't want to see her.
Wiggins is currently at Half Moon Street.
Wiggins, my lad, what are you doing here? You'd best be leaving and be quick about it.
I've done nothing wrong. You'd learn more by watching Mr. Holmes. He knows exactly what he's doing. Not like you.
Oi, watch your tongue.
Oh, Wiggins.
Mr. Holmes?
Yes?
We have good news for you, Wiggins.
Yeah?
The investigation
Yeah?
has proven very interesting so far. We found facts and details that confirm your brother's innocence.
Okay.
I knew it, Mr. Holmes.
But for now, Wiggins, we need your help.
Anything you like, Gov.
I need you to locate a circus that has stopped over in London. It needs to have disposed of at least one exotic animal, a very large one.
You can count on me, Mr. Holmes.
He's sleeping, isn't it?
Hmm.
As soon as you wakes up, you know,
I do
Oh,
hope that
yes.
those children don't get into trouble, Holmes.
Don't worry, Watson. I predict some news in 7 seconds.
Some bars are like
Mr.
that.
Holmes, we found it. Here it is.
And this is a young Indian elephant, the highlight of the show. Duval Brothers, a well-known travelling circus that is currently stopped in London. I believe that is exactly the type of circus we are looking for. I'll pay it a visit.
To the circus. I'll be streaming. 2 hours and 10 minutes. Okay.
Hey, you! Stop right there.
Good morning, sir. Pardon me, but why am I not allowed to walk around here?
Because it's private.
Well, I only wanted to meet the artistes.
Hmm? You're wanting to apply for... Nah, you don't look like the type of artistic lockpicker that we're looking for.
You might be surprised.
What? Nah, I don't think so. Clear off.
Okay. Okay. See you going up here. Oh dear. I'll pull you down for a second. Right. Okay, I think I'll continue with this tomorrow. Thank you for coming, I appreciate it. And I'll see you next time. Come on. Seriously, thank you.